Hare Krishna. Welcome to all devotees. Now is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiret Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. Today we continuing chapter 9 of Canto 1st, the passing away of Bhishmadeva, shloka number 8 and 9. Anne cha munaya brahman Brahmarāta ādayah amalaha शिष्यहि उपेता आजग्मुः कश्यपः अंगिरस आदय तान् समेतान् महाभागान् उपलभ्य वसु उत्तमः पूजयाम आस धर्मज्ञः देश काल विभागवित् अन्ये च मुनयः ब्रह्मन्.
Hare Krishna Mataji, am I not audible? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, am I not
Hare
audible
Krishna.
Mataji?
Yes, audible.
Yeah. Anne cha munayah brahman brahmarata adayah amalah
शिष्यै उपेता आजग्मुः
शिष्यैहि उपेता आजग्मुः
कश्यप अंगिरस आदयः
कश्यप अंगिरस आदयः
तान् समेतान् महाभागान्
तान् समेतान् महाभागान्
उपलभ्य वसु उत्तमः
उपलभ्य वसु उत्तमः
पूजयाम आस धर्मज्ञः
पूजयाम आस धर्मज्ञ
देश काल विभागवित्
देश काल विभागवित्
अन्ये च मुनयः ब्रह्मन्
अन्ये च मुनयः ब्रह्मन्
ब्रह्मरात आदयः अमलाः
ब्रह्मरात आदयः अमलाः
शिष्यै उपेताः आजग्मुः
शिष्यैः उपेताः आजग्मुः
कश्यप अंगिरस आदयः
कश्यप अंगिरस आदयः
तान् समेतान् महाभागान्
तान् समेतान् महाभागान्
उपलभ्य वसु उत्तमः
उपलभ्य वसु उत्तमः
पूजयाम आस धर्मज्ञः
पूजयाम आस धर्मज्ञः
देश काल विभागवित्.
देश काल विभागवित्.
Please recite one by one.
अन्ये च मुनयः ब्रह्मन् ब्रह्मरात आदयः अमला शिष्यैः उपेता आजग्मुः कश्यप अंगिरस आदयः तान् समेतान् महाभागान् उपलभ्य वसु उत्तमः पूजयाम आस धर्मज्ञ देश काल विभागवित्.
हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण. हरे कृष्ण. अन्ये च मुनया ब्रह्मन् ब्रह्मराद आदया अमला शिष्यै उपेदा अजग्मुः कश्यप अंगिरस आदया तान् समेतान् महाभागान् उपलभ्य वसु उत्तमं पूजयाम आस धर्मज्ञ देश काल विभागवित्. हरे कृष्ण.
पूनम माताजी.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. अन्ये च मुनयो ब्रह्मन् ब्रह्मरात आदयो अमला शिष्य रूपेत आजग्मुः कश्यप अंगिरास आदयः तान् समेतान् महाभागान् उपलभ्य वसु उत्तमः पूज्यम आस धर्मज्ञो देश काल विभागवित्.
आशीष प्रभु जी.
अन्ये च मुनयो ब्रह्मन् ब्रह्मरात आदयो अमलाः शिष्यै उपेता आजग्मुः कश्यप आंगरस्यादयः तान् समेतान् महाभागान् उपलभ्य वसुत्तमः पूजयाम आस धर्मज्ञ देश काल विभाग भेद।
कृपा
हरे
में
कृष्ण।
सीता देवी माताजी।
Mataji, thank you, Mataji. Anyacha munayo brahman Brahmarāta dayo malaha Tesaryupeta ajamuk kasya panga angira asadaya tan sametan mahabhagan upalabhya vasuttamaha pujaya asadharmunya tesakala vibhakada kavat.
Hare
Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And many others like Sukadeva Gosvāmī and other purified souls, Kashyap and Angirasa and others, all accompanied by their respective disciples, arrived there. Bhishmadev, who was the best amongst the 8 Vasus, received and welcomed all the great and powerful rishis who were assembled there, for he knew perfectly all the religious principles according to time and place. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sukadeva Gosvāmī, Brahmarāta, the famous son and disciple of Śrī Vyāsadeva, who taught him first the Mahārāta and then Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Śukadeva Gosvāmī recited 14 lakh verses of the Mahārāta in the council of the Gandharvas, Yakṣas and Rākṣasas, and he recited Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for the first time in the presence of Mahārāja Parīkṣit. He thoroughly studied all the Vedic literature from his great father. Thus, he was a completely purified soul by dint of his extensive knowledge in the principle of religion. From Mahābhārata, Sabhā-parva 4.11, it is understood that he was also present in the royal assembly of Mahārāja Yudhiṣṭhira and at the fasting of Mahārāja Parīkṣit. As a bona fide disciple of Śrī Vyāsadeva, he inquired from his father very extensively about religious principles and spiritual values. And his great father also satisfied him by teaching him the yoga system by which one can attain the spiritual kingdom, the difference between fruitive works and empiric knowledge, the ways and means of attaining spiritual realization. The 4 āśramas, namely the student life, the householder life, the retired life, and the renounced life. The sublime position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the process of seeing him face to face, the bona fide candidate for receiving knowledge, the consideration of the 5 elements, the unique position of intelligence, the consciousness of the material nature and the living entity, the symptoms of the self-realized soul, the working principles of the material body, the symptoms of the influential modes of nature, the tree of perpetual desire and psychic activities. Sometimes he went to the sun planet with the permission of his father and Nāradajī. Descriptions of his travel in space are given in the Śānti-parva of Mahārāja 332. At last, he attained the transcendental realm. He is known by different names like Aranneya, Arunisut, Vaiyāsaki and Vyāsātmaja. Kashyap, one of the Prajapatis, the son of Marichi, and one of the sons-in-law of Prajapati Daksha. He is the father of the gigantic bird Garuda, who was given elephants and tortoises as eatables. He married 13 daughters of Prajapati Daksha, and their names are Aditi, Diti, Danu, Kashta, Arishta, Sursa, Ila, Muni, Krodavasha, Tamra, Surbhi, Sarama, and Timi. He begot many children, both demigods and demons, by those wives. From his first wife, Aditi, all the 12 Adityas were born. One of them is Vamana, the incarnation of Godhead. This great sage, Kashyap, was also present at the time of Arjuna's birth. He received a presentation of the whole world from Parshuram, and later on he asked Parshuram to go out of the world. His other name is Arishtanemi. He lives on the northern side of the universe. Angiras. He is the son of Maharshi Angira and is known as Bruhaspati, the priest of the demigods. It is said that Dronacharya was his partial incarnation. Shukracharya was the spiritual master of the demons, and Bruhaspati challenged him. His son is Kacha, and he delivered the fire weapon first to Bharadvaj Muni. He begot 6 sons like the fire god by his wife Chandramasi, one of the reputed stars. He could travel in space and therefore he could present himself even in the planets of Brahmaloka and Indraloka. He advised the king of heaven, Indra, about conquering the demon once he cursed Indra, who thus had to become a hog on the earth, and he was unwilling to return to heaven. Such is the power of the attraction of the illusory energy. Even a hog does not wish to part with its earthly possessions in exchange for a heavenly kingdom. He was the religious preceptors of the natives of different planets. Expert religionists know perfectly well how to adjust religious principle in terms of time and place. All the great acharyas or religious preachers or reformers of the world executed their mission by adjustment of religious principles in terms of time and place. There are different elements and situation. There are different climates and situation in different parts of the world. And if one has to discharge his duties to preach the message of the Lord, he must be expert in adjusting things in terms of the time and place. Bhishmadeva was one of the 12 great authorities in preaching this cult of devotional service, and therefore he could receive and welcome all the powerful sages assembled there at his deathbed from all parts of the universe. He was certainly unable at that time to welcome and receive them physically because he was neither at his home nor in a normal healthy condition. But he was quite fit by the activities of his sound mind, and therefore he could utter sweet words with hearty expressions, and all of them were well received. One can perform one's duty by physical work, by mind, and by words, and he knew well how to utilize them in the proper place, and therefore there was no difficulty for him to receive them, although physically unfit. Om Jnana Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Nama Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Am Sri Guru Sri Tapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sahadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Vancha Kalpatarubhecha Krupa Sindhubhe Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Śrī Vyāsadeva Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
हरे
Krishna,
कृष्ण माता जी,
Hare
आपका
Krishna,
फेस नहीं दिख रहा है.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. In this ninth chapter, the passing away of Bhishmadeva, shloka number 8 and 9, we try to understand. In 8 shloka, there are they discussing about Shukadeva Goswami, Kashyap Muni, and Angiras. And ahead, they describe about the Bhishmadeva, how who is Bhishmadeva, and how he is powerful and great. All these points are described. Prabhuji will tell us in detail. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for a wonderful reading, which was mesmerizing. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Avaz.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Yes.
Ram, Hare Hare,
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So very important lesson which we are starting, wherein initially we are understanding that how Shukadeva Goswami arrived, how Kashyapa Muni, Angirasa Muni, they came, and when they came, they didn't come alone. They came with their disciples. And Bhishmadev, though he was lying on the bed of the arrows, just look at his vinamrata, his humility. He received and welcomed all the great and powerful rishis who were assembled there. And that shows that he perfectly knew all the religious principles according to time and place. And that is why Bhishmadev is also called as one amongst the 8 Vasus. So, in fact, at many places, references given to the 8 Vasus, which we'll definitely discuss. But let us start with the very first word of the shloka, which comes here, which we have read today. And it starts with Annecha Munaya. So, there were many others, Annecha Munaya. And for that, the very one which comes in Brahman Brahmarāta. So just look at it. So Brahmarāta, Brahman is something which was being addressed to the Brahmana. So Brahmana has come, but the very first name which comes is Brahmarāta. That is Śukadeva Gosvāmī. So many times question comes is, why is he called as Brahmarāta? Because that is very, very important to understand. So, in response to that, what Prabhupada has explained is Shukadeva Goswami, he was having extensive knowledge of religion. He was a purified soul. He was the son of Śrī Vyāsadeva, who was incarnation of Lord himself. And so Shukadeva Goswami ji was also very dear to the Lord and the Lord's devotees. He had studied all the Vedic literatures. And so he understood the difference between fruitive work and empiric knowledge. He was very well versed with the 4 āśramas. And that is why he also had names like Aranya, Arunisut, Vaiyāsaki, Vyāsātmaja. In Brahmarāta Puran, it is mentioned that Shukadeva Goswami was a liberated soul even before he was born. And so Vyāsadeva, his father, impressed the synopsis of Bhagavatam on him so that he would always be attached to the Lord's transcendental activities. And considering this, he is called as Brahmarāta. Rata, one who is very well versed about Brahman. So Śukadeva Goswāmī, we know when it came to Mahābhārata, he was knowing all the 140,000 verses and used to recite it in front of Gandharvas, Yakṣas, Rākṣasas. But regarding Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is the apex, which is the most ripened fruit of all the literature, he recited it for the first time in presence of Parīkṣit Maharaj. So he was a very completely purified soul. He had extensive knowledge in principles of religion. And he was a bona fide disciple of Śrī Vyāsadeva. And not only disciple, since he was also son, so he had asked so many questions. And Vyāsadevji also taught him everything. And that is why you will see in the purport so many aspects about him were told. How he was knowing everything about religion, spiritual kingdom, fruitive work, empiric knowledge, how to attain spiritual realizations, the āśramas, the 4 āśramas, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa, the sublime position of Krishna, how to see Krishna face to face, who is the right candidate of receiving knowledge, about the Panchatattvas, Panchamahabhut, what is intelligence, buddhi. So, whatever be the question, he had learned everything. And in fact, it is said that he even went to the Surya Loka. So, details of that are available in Mahābhārata. And because even before birth, he was already a realized soul, he attained the transcendental realm at the end. And so he was one of the most perfect devotees to narrate more about Krishna. And that is what exactly happened in that assembly, wherein he was now about to tell and educate our Parīkṣit Maharaj about Krishna, Krishna Leela. Kashyapa had also come there, and Kashyapa is one of the Prajapatis, is son of Marichi. He was son-in-law of Prajapati Daksha as well. Garuda is his child. So, he had married actually 13 daughters of Prajapati. And he got so many children. So, the moment we talk about gods and demigods, demigods and demons, they are all his children, Kashyap Muni. Aditi gave birth to 12 Adityas. And Vaman is one of the incarnations, one of them. Parshuram explained him about the whole world. And then, in fact, it was he who asked Parshuram to go out of the world. His other name is Arishtani, he answered. Angiras Muni had come, who is the son of Mahārshi Angira, also known as Brahaspati. He is the priest of the demigods. Dronacharya was one of his incarnations. Now, just like Angiras was the Brahaspati, the priest of demigods, Shukracharya was the spiritual master of the demons. And so both of them used to challenge each other. Bharadwaj Muni had got the Agni Astra from Angiras only. So he also came there and he could travel, as we saw in the earlier shlokas, and he could go even up to the Brahma Lok. He used to guide the king of heaven how to conquer the demons. But he was also one who had cursed Indra to become a hog on the earth. And at that time, even when he was pardoned, Indra was not ready to return to heaven, saying that, oh, I am so happy eating this stool. He demonstrated the attraction of illusory energy. So, Angiras Muni, because of that, holds a very important place. And look at all these now. They all had come to meet Bhishmadev. Bhishmadev was in a very bad situation. The arrows were piercing each and every part of its body. You couldn't move. Just think, if you get even a small fracture of your leg, would you be able to honor the people who are coming? And here we have Bhishmadev. You could understood the religious principles in this different situation as well. So what he's trying to teach us is how we need to execute the mission by adjustment of religious principles in different times and place. There would be different climates and situations in different parts of the world. But still, we need to discharge our duties to preach the message of Lord. We must be expert in adjusting things in terms of time and place. And that is why, because Bhishmadev was knowing this, he was one of the 12 great authorities in preaching about devotional service. And on account of that strength, he was able to still receive and welcome all the sages which have come there from different parts of the universe. He could have invited them in a much better manner physically if he were in a normal healthy condition. But though physically he was not, he was quite fit by activities of his sound mind. And so, with hearty expressions, sweet words, he received everyone. And that is what is important in Kali Yuga, which is the age of quarrel. It is sweet words, hearty expressions, which are more important. And that is what Bhishmadev is trying to teach us to this shloka. That how we have to be Trinadapi Sunichena. We have to be Tarorapi Sahishtuna. We have to be Amanina Manadena. And we have to always be Kirtaniya Sadahari. And that is why he is one of the 8 Vasus. Drona, Pran, Dhruv, Arka, then Dosha, Vastu, and Vibhavasu. So these are the 8 Vasus, and he's considered to be one of them. And we all know the story of how he had come. So basically, they indirectly also refer to the fire, earth, air, sky, sun, heaven, moon, and stars. So they were all cursed to be born here. And so as soon as they used to be born, Mother Ganga used to allow them to be relieved. And she had taken this promise from the king that he would not stop her. But when he stopped her at the last, the 8th, was Bhishmadev. So she didn't allow him. She continued with him, and when he became grown up, he was given back to the king. So this is the whole story. And that is why he was very well versed. Very, very well versed. And he's teaching us on how to actually execute our duties in all manners. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Krishna.